Alright, what's up everybody? It's 123 Stealth Bomber here, bringing you another tutorial on the Assault Squad editor. And today I'm going to show you how to capture and recapture flags. So right now I am showing you a finished product of what looks like. My team capturing the enemy's flag and then the enemy capturing my flag, and then it goes back and forth. Okay, so as you can see, just from before, while this is going on, while I'm showing you this, yes, this is a very, very, very long video. This is longer than I expected, but unfortunately, the whole entire 51 minutes I do use up to actually explain to you how this works. It looks very simple as you're watching this. It looks very simple just to do what? Just to capture a flag, but it really isn't. It's very, very complicated. It's very hard to understand. So this is the reason why I actually held off this video, because I already knew this is a very hard subject to learn. I know a lot of people are going to be, commenting like, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. So please, guys, watch the video multiple times before you ask me questions, because everything will be here in the video for you. I'm going to try and explain to you as best as I can and as detailed as I can, because that's why this video is so long as well. What I did here was I set up everything kind of like my beach assaults video. I set up everything, and all the triggers, all the setup is all set and it's all done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it and explain to you what needs to be there, why it needs to be there, and explain to you like what it is and stuff. So again, please, if you need to, watch the video multiple times, rewind it, pause, or even comment on a part you don't understand, and I'll try to help you with it. Okay, so now we're gonna continue forward with actually doing it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm splitting everything apart, and then we're gonna put them together. Okay, so as you see, there's actually two flags. Like a few seconds ago, there was two zones, and as you could see as well, there's two teams. Now for this is skirmish. These are skirmish flags, not multiplayer battle zones flags or the frontline flags. Those I'll put for a video another time. This is for skirmish, for campaign only. Okay, so now we're gonna continue. What will we need? So first we need our units that are going to capture the zone. So I'm going to be player 0 or gray team, which is the user team, and the enemy will be player 1 or the red team. As you can see, the other two flags, they also have teams. The USA flag also is on player 0, and that German flag is on the yellow team, which we'll be announcing as neutral, and we'll get to that in a short, just in a moment. Okay, so now for capturing flags, I believe infantry are the only ones who can capture, and vehicles and tanks cannot. I'm not exactly sure. I have not tested that, so you can test that if you want. I believe only infantry can capture these flags. Okay, so now, so you need two teams. I used player 0 as my team and player 1 as the enemy. So where did I get these flags? So obviously on the right it says service. You would go to skirmish and open up skirmish flag. Now first one you need is skirmish flag just by itself, and then the second flag, it could be any one of those other ones besides the skirmish flag, because if the other ones, it comes with the little icon to show you what you would get when you do capture it, kind of like in the campaign, and it comes with the little marker to show it where it is, how it's got that round marker showing it. So yeah, that's the difference. Now, the skirmish flag just by itself, well, actually, let me, my bad. Before I go any further with that, let's go to diplomacy really quickly. So I want you to just switch when you're in F3 mode, press F9 on your keyboard and go to diplomacy. I want to explain to you about the teams really quickly before I go any further. So player 0 and the user team and the enemy team have to both be enemy. However, the neutral team, which is that third team, there's 3 teams in total. The user, the enemy, and neutral team, or that third team. The third team that you create will be neutral with everybody else. Okay, the enemy or the AI and the user will both be enemy, but they'll be also neutral to that neutral team that you have created, as you can see on my screen now. Okay, so really, I skipped. So players, the player team is player 0, the enemy team is player 1, and player 2 I skipped. I don't know why I did that, but player 3 is actually, or the yellow team is the neutral team. Okay, so if you want to copy this, you can, or whatever. Just make sure you, and then the reason why I just checked off all the neutrals, I don't know, I just did that for no reason. But you can hit OK once you create all the neutrals for that, and you're all set. Okay, while we're in F9 mode, we're going to go to events. I never really went over events, but they are very widely used all the time. I just never really went over them in any of my other videos because we never used them. I guess I'll go over events really quickly. It's kind of like they're kind of like triggers. They just like once it's stated, it will activate whatever is going to come up next. So something can't happen unless if it's stated in the commands or condition. Now, when you're in the helper event, all you do is you right-click in the open space, and it'll say add, and you give it a name. Now, as you see right now, I have 4 already set up. Now, I would recommend, since we're going to be using a lot of events, I would suggest copying exactly what I have. So, flag 1 capture, flag 1 capture checker, flag 1 capture recapture, and then flag 1 recapture checker. Only reason why, it's because it's probably the most organized way and probably the most easiest way to recognize between each event, and probably probably just the easiest way to use it. So honestly, I would probably just name them the way I have them named. It'll make everything a lot easier for you, more organized and way more easier to identify each one. Again, you don't have to name them this, but if for a video purposes, you can copy what I have as well. Okay. So yeah, that's really about it. Just all you need is 4 events, like I said. And I'll talk more about events as we go into the triggers more later on. Okay, so we're all set for this as of right now. Now, when we're in the events, as of right now in the helper events, we can't do anything to them, but we do more things to them as we get into the commands. Okay, so when you're done, you're going to hit OK, obviously, and you can get out of the mission properties now. You're all set with that. Now, we're going to set up... we're going to set up the tags. Each team, the 2 flags, and the 2 teams need tags all together. Before I also, as well, make sure the flags are on like the skirmish flag, what I have selected right now. Make sure that's on your team. Make sure that's on the team you are playing as. Now, to get the flag as you're playing, when you select it, you scroll down to text mod, and then you just select the nation. You can even do red and blue and stuff like that. Same thing with the other skirmish flag I'll show you in just a moment. So the flag that you're going to capture, just the regular skirmish flag without anything on it, you just want to make sure that's on the team of your side. So player 0 in my case. The flag that we're going to capture that has like all the nice features around it and all that stuff, that's going to be the neutral flag. Make sure that's on the neutral team that you have set in your diplomacy. Again, to make it a little bit better, you want to go to your text mods and select the nation that's going to be for that team. So when we start the mission, when everything's all set, that big flag right there, that one's going to be set automatically. So the enemy has it already captured. We have to capture it from them. And then later on, we'll show that they can capture it back, and then we can capture it. It'll go in an endless loop, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. Okay. So now, yes, just make sure the teams are important. Make sure that big flag right there, the one with all the nice icons around it, make sure that's your neutral team. Okay. And then the regular skirmish flag, the one that you capture, is on your team. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm giving each team, or the infantry that we're setting, need to have a simple tag. Just one simple tag is fine. I just called mine player and the enemies, or the AI, just enemy. Now the flag that we're going to capture, or the USA flag, we need 2 tags for this one. We need a hidden tag, and I called this one flag 1 player tag. Makes it, again, the reason why I named it this, because it makes it a little bit more easier to identify. And as you can see, the other flag also has flag 1 enemy. Just makes it a little bit more easier to identify, because that German flag is already belonging to the enemy. And then this flag right here, flag 1 player, is our flag. So that's why I called it player. Again, you don't have to name it that, but to make everything a lot more easier for yourself, just name it the easiest way you can remember something, so it knows, like, oh yeah, that's right, it belongs to this person, or it belongs to that team, or whatever. So make it easy for yourself. Like I said, the AI's flag, remember, only needs 1 tag, and then our flag needs the hidden tag plus a flag tag that you make up as well. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to put them in the same exact spot. When you're placing them, you want to put them technically right on the most, like, accurate spot, as you can. Like, put them, like, pretty much right, like, on top of each other. You do this just by zooming in and just slightly moving the cursor until you get them until they're on top of each other. You'll notice now the 2 flags, they're kind of like overlapping. You want that. You won't see that when that game's actually playing, because that will be gone later on. Okay, so now we're going to proceed over to zones. Okay, so now zones, we need 2 zones in total. Now for both the zones, you need to put them on the exact same spot where you have the 2 flags. Now for our first zone, I named it flag 1. And pretty much this is the this is the zone. I'll talk more about this one later. It's pretty much like the zone in order for the flag to be captured, like just the flag area, like the capture zone, kind of like that. Yeah, sort of. This actually, excuse me. The second zone that's bigger. Also, we're gonna put that in, like, pretty much right in the center as well. This one's also a little bit bigger of a radius. It can be about the same size as the other flag, but I would suggest a little bit bigger. This is actually the zone required for the men to enter in order to capture the flag. Okay, so if they, once they enter that zone, then the flag will proceed to be captured. Okay, so I would suggest using a circle. Poly, it can be uneven and all that stuff. Circle, it makes it even on all sides. So make the radiuses. You could change the radiuses to whatever you want, but just make I would suggest using circle for the most part. So make sure you put them smack dab right in the middle of those 2 flags as well. Okay, now we head over to triggers. There's 3 triggers in total: start, capture, and recapture. We're gonna start with start, obviously. So, well, obviously I already have them set up. When you're playing it, obviously you don't have any triggers set up. So what we're going to do is you're going to hit add, and you're going to name it whatever you want. In my case, I named it start, and this is going to probably be the easiest one. All you need is one simple command, and it's called event. When you're on event, you're going to expand it, and then check off flag 1 capture. And then you're going to make the mode to set. And then just keep the delay at 0 so it happens instantaneously. And this is all it's saying is the capture mode we can capture the flag can occur. That's what the start event is saying. So that's why we need this one simple command. It's just saying that helper event is saying we can now capture the flag. So it allows us to capture it. So, all right, pretty easy, right? That was our first trigger. Now the next 2 triggers are what are going to take the longest part. So we're going to start with capture, because obviously the enemy can't recapture a flag they already have, so we need to do capture first in order for the recapture to happen. So first we're going to do capture, and I selected it, as you can tell. Yeah, there's a lot of conditions and a lot of commands. It looks like a lot, well, there is, but it's actually not as complicated once we get more into detail. So we're going to start with condition first, and then we're going to head over to commands. So yeah, there's a lot here, so just, try and bear with me for the, next couple minutes of the video. So our first condition will be entities. Our tag, you're going to, where it says tag, you're going to select the player, or, your own units that you have for the the tag that you gave to your own units. The zone will be the small zone that you have created, or flag 1 in my case, is that small zone, not that larger one, but the smaller one that we've created. The type will be human. Like I said, how I said like vehicles and tanks, I'm not exactly sure, but we're saying that it has to be a human in order for the flag to be captured. So yeah, I think only infantry can capture the flag. And then state will be not dead. The count will be greater than, and the value will be 0. And all this is really saying is, my team has to be near the zone, flag 1, and they have to be infantry. They can't be dead, and there has to be a greater. That means it has to be a greater value of 0. That means there has to be more than 1 in order to capture the flag. So it all makes sense right there. Just what I just said. So yeah, you can hit OK when you're done. Our next condition, you're going to right click onto there, and our next condition will also be entities. Okay, now this entities condition is kind of like a what if entities condition, and it's saying I'm gonna show you what you need to put down. And first, what we need is that same zone. Now the player will be the AI or the enemy. The type will still be human. The state will not be dead. The count will be absolute equals or equals, and then the value will also be 0. It's saying that if the enemy is within this certain zone, and they're obviously in infantry, they're not dead, and it doesn't if they do equal 0, if they don't equal 0, I'm sorry, then the other commands cannot activate. Pretty much it's saying this is like a what if kind of statement. It's saying if the enemy's near the zone, then you can't capture the zone. You can't capture the flag. So this kind of it means they cannot. It has to be absolute 0. There cannot be any enemy around for you to capture the zone. This is the flag. All right. So I kind of hope that makes a little sense. So all it's saying, this entity condition is just stating that the enemy cannot be near you in order for you to capture the flag. The other entity condition that we added in before was just saying that our guys need to be near the zone in order to capture the flag. This one's just saying the enemy cannot be near it in order for us to capture it. If it is, then that means we cannot capture the flag. The rest of the commands won't activate. Okay. So yeah, that's really about it for that part. So you can hit OK when you're done. Actually, hold on for a second. Okay, so yeah. So just make sure you have that all set up. I would just say copy this if you need to. So yeah, you're all set for that. Now we can head over to our commands. All right, so there's a lot of commands here, but it's actually all really simple when we start. So our first command is going to be an event. So where it says event, you're going to expand the box, and it'll be flag 1 capture checker, and the mode will be reset. Now I can't really explain to you why we need this yet, because I haven't really done the other commands in order for this to make any sense. But it's pretty much what it's going to say is it's going to reset the capturing checker so we can capture it again. This only applies when the recapture of the enemy has occurred. So now it's saying that we can now capture it again. So it's going to reset it. So we need the event stated here first. And the delay, I would keep that at 0. Okay, our next command will be an RT function. Now, I have never used RT function before, and this is the first time I'm using it. It's kind of like an animation, but not really, but it's just stating the functions and allowed for the flag to do the flag to go up and down. So first we're going to go to the selector, and we're going to do the tag. So the tag will be the enemy's flag. So make sure you don't pick our flag. You're going to make sure you pick the enemy's flag or the AI's flag. And then you're going to hit OK. Where it says call, you're going to expand it. And what you're going to do for this one is you're going to check off any play. Oh, whoops. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on for a second. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go to any play, and then what you're going to type in for any play, where once you do that, where it says arguments, where it says name, you're going to type it down. The speed, keep that type in 1, and bone name, you're just going to leave that blank. So I honestly don't know too much what functions do, but I know I at least know what this one does. For example, it's saying the name down and the speed. Speed 1 means normal speed. Higher speeds meaning it'll go faster. Bone name, you don't have to worry about that. And the name just means down, means the flag itself will actually move down the flag post. So because what will happen is once our guys get near the zone, the flag will now be moving down. As you know, in the campaign, when you get near it, the flag automatically, the enemy's flag starts to move down the flag post. And this is actually the command itself in order for this to happen. So make sure you're typing down, and the speed, just keep that at 1. And you can hit OK. Okay, our next command is going to be a delay. Now for the delay, this delay is just stating how long is it going to take for the flag to go from the top to the bottom. And then and then back up. So it's going to be 10 seconds. I say roughly around 10 seconds is actually a good number. So yeah, you can fiddle around with those numbers. I say 10 is the normal for for the capturing, just from going from the top to the bottom. But again, you can change those numbers if you need to. Okay, our next command after that will be entity state. So we've used entity state in the past before, and I'll explain what we're going to now. This is what this is going to be used for. So we're going to go to our selector and expand the box. And the tag will be the enemy, that same tag that we used before in the RT function, which is the enemy's flag. Okay, hit OK, and then we're going to do a tag add. Now, what you're going to type in for tag add is hidden. And obviously, we all know what happens when we add in a tag of hidden. It gets rid of it, it disappears. And then for inactive, you can check that and put that on. So pretty much what this is saying is, once we get near the flag, the enemy's flag starts to go down. Once it reaches the bottom, the German flag reaches the bottom, it then disappears, and the tag add, the hidden tag is now added on to the German flag, so now it disappears from view. And the inactive is just saying it will no longer be in use. Now, for the next commands that we'll be adding in is for ours to, appear and then rise up. So it now shows that we have captured the flag, or the player has captured the flag. Okay, so this is very important right here. So make sure the inactive is on and the tag add is hidden. All right, so yeah, like I said, I'll go over that again, but pretty much it's saying once we get near the flag, near the zone, the RT function will say it'll bring down the enemy's flag through that function, and then when it reaches the bottom, after 10 seconds, then it'll delete the German flag and it'll put it into a hidden tag. Like the tag add will be hidden. It'll add it. Okay. Now our next command will also be an entity state. Now for this one, it's going to be the exact opposite of what we just did. So we're going to go to selector, and now the tag, instead of the enemy's flag, it'll be the player's flag. Okay. So make sure you select the right one that you have selected, because if you do enemy, then it won't work. And now instead of tag add, it will be a tag remove, because now we're removing the hidden tag from our flag. Because if you remember from before, from many minutes ago, from the beginning of the video, we made it so our flag already starts off with the tag of hidden, so it's completely hidden from view. All we see is the German flag. But now, since now we gotten rid of the German flag, we want it so this entity state is stating ours now appears. The tag, the hidden tag is now removed, and now the inactive, you could turn that off, put that as off. So It's now in use, and now it appears, and it'll start at the bottom. And then the next couple commands will state to move it up in a minute. So this entity state is just stating that our flag now appears, the enemy's flags disappears, and ours reappear. Well, appear, I mean. Okay. Okay. Our next command will be also an RT function, and it's going to be the exact opposite from the other RT function. We're going to go to the selector, and the selector, when you go to tag, it will be the player's flag instead of the enemy's flag. It's pretty much the exact opposite, and what it's stating is now, since our flag is that hidden tag is removed, our my bad. Now our flag is now there. It still can't go up until we added this RT function. So now this RT function is stating so our flag can now move up the flag post from the bottom to the top. So for this, we're going to go to call, make it an anti-play, and for the arguments, you're going to type in, for the name, you're going to type up, the speed of 1, and the bow name you don't have to worry about. So to recap really quickly, when our guys get near the flag, the German flag will move down the flag post. When it reaches the bottom, it will disappear from view. The hidden tag will be added, so it's disappeared. Then ours will appear, so the hidden tag is removed, so ours appears, and then it will move back up the flag post, and then our flag will be there. See how does that make sense for you guys? It's really simple. And it just seems to be so much there. So our next command after that really quickly is just the delay. Now the delay for this, I put in 11.5 seconds in mine. Again, you don't have to keep that number, but that's just stating how long it's going to take for that to occur. Okay. Our next one is event. And where it says event, you're going to expand the box, and you're going to check off flag 1 recapture. Now, why do we have to state this event? Well, this is saying, well, now we've captured we've captured the flag. Now it's saying, oh, okay, the enemy can now start to recapture. When we, start doing the other trigger, the other trigger recapture, this will come into play. You want to make sure the mode is on set and the delay is on 0, so it's instantaneous. So again, this event is just stating now, okay, we've captured the flag. So now, the next events for the enemy, they can recapture because we now have captured it and it's under our control. So yeah, like this is what that event is kind of stating. Okay. So yeah, that's really about it for that. And you're going to hit OK. All right. So like really quickly, like I said, I'll just recap that really quick. Just make sure that's on set and make sure that's on recapture. Okay. All right. Our next command will be another entity state. All right. So for the selector, again, open the box, expand the box, and for the tag, you're gonna do the player flag, because now since the enemy's flag is gone, now ours is here, so all we have to really worry about is our flag. So, and the tag add we're going to put is captured. Now, why do we have to do this? We have to do this is saying, so now it's stating, this entity state is stating we have captured the flag, and on the map it will actually show a little X like in an ally colored, showing that we have actually captured it. It's actually the tag add is now captured. We have officially captured it. It is now ours, away from the enemy. Now, for all the other parts, you don't have to touch because obviously I didn't put anything there. So just make sure you just type in captured. It's actually stating that we have captured the flag. That's all it's saying. Okay. Our next command will be another event. Okay. Now this event, we're going to expand it, and this time it's going to be, instead of flag 1 recapture, it's going to be flag 1 recapture checker. Again, I will explain why in just a few moments, because the next commands we'll explain in just a moment. Make the mode as set and the delay as 0, so it's instant, and it sets it for you. Because pretty much what it's saying is now, since we have captured it, is now ours. It now sets the event of where the enemy can now recapture. Okay. Our next command. Now we're almost done, guys. For our first trigger, that is. Our next one is another delay. Now this delay is just really quick. You don't even need it if you don't want to. It's kind of like an optional one, but if you're going to add a delay like I did, make the delay about maybe like a half a second, 1 second, or 2 seconds. Just need, it just states, obviously, what the delay does by this point, so it just delays the time for the next command to happen. Okay, and our final command that we're going to add in is trigger. Now, most people think it's the same, name for the trigger, but no, this one is actually completely the opposite. Since our trigger, we named it capture, we're actually going to select for the trigger command recapture. So you actually have to add in the extra trigger itself. You have to add in the other trigger in order for this one to even appear. Okay. So I actually figured out what a trigger actually does. I actually finally figured it out. All it's really saying is it triggers or activates whatever is going to be stated. Because if we did select capture for that, this trigger command, it's just going to repeat the same condition in commands. It kind of puts it in a loop. Say if we put it now, we put recapture for our trigger, then it's saying, oh, okay, well, all these all these conditions and commands have, been stated. Now it's going to say, oh, we're going to state the recapture because we have captured the flag. Now it's time for the enemy to recapture it. Well, it can't be captured by us anymore because it's already under our control. Now it's saying we're going to activate, this trigger is now saying the recapture command, recapture trigger can now be activated because we have captured it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you guys. Yeah. I'm trying to explain it the easiest way as possible. There's really no other words to put it in. So we're halfway done with our triggers. We're almost done here. So we did the capturing, and now we need the recapture. Okay, so as you can see, I switched to recapture, and it looks just as bad. Actually, there's actually one less command, but there's more conditions. But trust me, it's not as bad. It's actually kind of just the opposite of capture. You're just stating a few extra things, saying instead of us, it's the enemy instead, or the AI. Okay, so there's 4 conditions, and I don't know, there's a lot of commands there. But as you can see, actually it wasn't as bad. When you saw all those commands, you're thinking, oh wow, this is ridiculous. But no, it's actually not as bad. But obviously we're already 33 minutes into the video, but I kind of explained everything as best as I could, so it makes it as easy for you to understand. Okay, so now we're going to get going with our conditions. So our first condition is entities. And kind of like the capture entities condition, what we did for the last trigger, this is going to be completely just the opposite. This entities condition is stating the enemy, the tag has to be the enemy, so you could put tag enemy. The zone will be that small flag zone that we have created. The player will be enemy, obviously, or the AI. The type will be human. The state will be not dead. The count will be greater than, and the value of 0. And just like what we did for the capture entities condition, it's the exact same opposite. Well, it's the same thing, but instead of enemy, it's our guys instead. The players' units. But the count and the value and the state are all the same in the type as well, in the zone. So this is just saying, in order for the enemy to capture the flag, they need to be in this zone, and they cannot be dead, and they have to be greater than 0 in order to capture the flag. And they need to have this tag, and they need to be this team. So this is what this is stating. So very simple. Okay. So yep, you're all set with that. You can hit OK when you're done. Okay, our next condition is going to be another entity's condition. Just like in the capture conditions, it's going to be another one. This is also like a what if entities condition. This is like a secondary. This also has to be true in order for the following commands to activate. So this for what we're going to put for this condition is for the tag you're going to put player or our units that we control. The zone will be that same zone as always. The type will be human. The state is not dead. The count will be equals or the absolute equals or absolute value if you want to put it that way. And the value of 0. So that means our guys cannot be in the zone in order for the enemy to capture it. Because if we're in the zone at the same time the enemy is and we have the flag captured, they cannot capture it back. But say we went out of that zone and they're still in there, then the following commands can now activate because we're not there anymore. This is just stating that us guys, our guys that we control cannot be in the zone or not be in the area. Okay, and yeah, that's all it states. It's pretty much just the opposite, actually. So for the recapture and the capture triggers themselves, they're actually, for the most part, are just exactly the opposites. You'll notice that when we start doing the commands. Okay, but what is new is the 2 new events in the condition. Okay, so obviously our next condition will be event. And what you're going to do is make sure the mode is on work and the ID. You're going to expand the box and make sure it is flag 1 recapture. Okay, and it's just saying that this event is stating that the enemy can now recapture the flag. And then the next event, we're also going to add in another event, same thing, but instead of flag 1 recapture, it'll be flag 1 recapture checker. You have to state both of them. So that's why there's 2 events there. But see, that wasn't really too bad, was it? Okay, so so we're all set with that. Okay, so now we can head over to our commands. And our first command will be an event. Where it says event, you're going to expand the box and select off flag 1 recapture checker. Make sure the mode is on reset and the delay is 0, so it happens right instantaneously. Okay, it's just saying that that's just stating that it resets it, so the enemy can now they can recapture the flag, or they can capture the flag. Okay, so you're all set with that. Our next command will be the RT function yet again. RT function makes a reappearance. And RT function, where it says selector, you're going to expand it. And our tag will be the player, the flag player, not the flag enemy. So make sure it's, because now, remember, now let's put this into a perspective so it makes it easier for you to understand. By this point, we have captured the flag. Okay, so it's under our control. Now it's saying they're near the zone now, so now our flag is going to go down instead of their flag is going to go down. So it's actually just the opposite. For the call function, it's going to be an anti-play, and again, you're going to put for the name down the speed of 1. It's the exact same thing, just that we're stating our flag instead of the enemy's flag. Same thing for our next command. It will be a delay. And if you want to make it equal for both sides, I would recommend just using the same delay time. So in my case, I put 10 seconds. So it takes about 10 seconds to reach the bottom. Okay. Our next command after that will be an entity state, and you're going to expand that box where it says selector and give the tag of the player flag, because our flag now. We're stating in this entity state that it's going to get rid of our flag. It's going to add the tag of hidden, put the inactive on, so it makes now it's not in use, and now our flag is hidden from view. It disappears. So just like remember from the capture trigger, we did this, but for the enemy's flag, not our flag. Since for the recapture, we're talking about the enemy here. So they get near ours when our flag is, we've captured the flag, so it's under our control. So they go up to it, and when the flag goes down, now ours hides from view. Okay, and then our next two commands are gonna be their flag going back up and reappearing. So you'll see how they work together. Actually, without these two commands, without these two triggers working together, they have to work together in order for this to even work. If you miss on a couple things, I have everything listed here. This whole entire capturing and recapturing flags won't work. One simple thing can screw you up. So make sure you have everything here that I'm going through. Okay, so our next one is also an entity state. The tag will be enemy this time, not the player. We're making sure, because now our flag is hidden from view. Now their flag is going to reappear. Remember, because now they're recapturing it. For the tag remove, you're going to put hidden, because it's going to remove the tag. Because remember, we have captured the flag and theirs was hidden from view. Now they're recapturing it, so now it's going to reappear. Their hidden tag is now removed. And put inactive to off, so now it's put back into use. Okay. Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done here, guys. Only a few more commands. Our next command is the RT function yet again. For the tag, you're going to put the enemy's flag again. Hit OK. And for the call, you're going to expand it. Make sure it's any play. The name will be up, the speed of 1, and bone name you don't have to worry about. So pretty much recap. It's just saying our flag goes down the flag post in about 10 seconds. It disappears from view. Then their flag reappears, and then it goes back up the flag post. So that's where we're at right now. Our next command will be a delay. Again, just like the capture one, I put it to 11.5 seconds. So again, if you want to make it equal for both sides, I would suggest just using the same number. So, yep, just put, whatever. Again, you don't have to put the same number I do, but, fiddle around with the delays if you need to. Our next command is the entity state. Where it says selector, you're going to expand this. My throat getting really dry. All right. And the tag will be player. Now, this is an interesting entity state. This one's a little bit different, and this is not in the capture trigger that we did earlier. Now, the tag remove, where it says tag remove, you want to put captured. So, to put this into perspective, we have, when we in the capture trigger, what we put for this entity state, we put tag add capture, because now it's saying we have captured the flag, it is now ours, it's under our control. Now, in this entity state is stating, well, the enemy has captured it back. Now it's we didn't capture it anymore. It's not under our control anymore. It's under theirs. So it's not captured. When you're playing the campaign and when the enemy captures it back, how it shows the value of the 30 MP and the little symbol, and then whatever you were granted with goes away. Well, this is stating why, this is exactly because it's saying that we don't have it under our control anymore, so we don't get the benefits of whatever the capture was. Okay. So that's what this is just stating really quickly. Oh man, I need a drink. Okay. So you're all set for that. Just make sure it's on captured, and that's all you have to worry about. Okay. Wait. Okay, so when you're all set, you can hit OK. All right, we have 3 more commands we have to do. We are almost done here. Our next one will be an event. In our event, you're going to expand it. And it will be flag 1 capture checker. And then the mode, well, you won't hit OK, and then the mode will be set, and the delay will be 0, so it's instantaneous. And it's just saying now, since now the enemy, it's back under enemy hands, now the capture trigger that we have added in earlier in the video can reset. You know what I mean? Now it makes more sense why we added in the events. It's pretty much, it just puts it in an infinite loop. They work perfectly together. You know, once you know they capture it, then once we capture it, then they can recapture it. Then once they recapture it, we can capture it, and it goes back and forth. And that's why they work, you know, hand in hand. All right, so yeah, make sure you have it like that. All right, and then for our next command will be a delay. And again, you know, that's an optional delay, but if you're going to add in one, put about a half a second, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, now what am I doing here? Like, I don't know. I'm doing post commentation here, so you know, I'm like waiting for. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I went ahead already, but so I already explained that this is an optional delay. It's just stating how long it's going to take until the trigger command activates. So keep it a low number. And then our final one is trigger command, obviously, and you're going to put capture this time. It's just instead of what we did for trigger command as recapture, it'll be capture. Because remember now, saying, oh, well, they recaptured it and all, it's under their hands. Well, now, oh, the trigger stating, oh, okay, all the trigger commands can now activate again. Because it's in their hands, we can now capture it back to our control. So you see how the trigger now actually works? So that's what the trigger actually does. It puts it kind of like in a, it just sets like a loop for the capture and recapture. Okay, so yeah, we're all set after that. So you can hit OK when you're done. All right, just waiting for myself to, okay. All right, well, all right, I don't know what I'm actually doing. But anyways, so just make sure it's on capture and not recapture, because if you did recapture again, it would just put the recapture trigger in a loop, and we don't want that. We want it so it's on a capture. So it puts it in, it kind of goes like in a, yeah, in like an infinite loop of like an 8. It never stops. Like I'm trying to explain to you the, yeah, so yeah, that's really about it. Okay. Now we're testing it, and I'm going to go back and forth for the next few minutes. I'm just going to go back and forth. So it's now I'm going to control my guys. Remember, it's under enemy's control in the beginning of the game. So as you can see, my guys are near it, you know, are in the zone. And as you can see, it's going down the flag post. And as it reaches, when it reaches the bottom, it then gets rid of the German flag, and it now puts our flag, and it brings it up the flag post. And you'll notice on my map, I don't know if you can see it, but you could see that the little X now turned green, and it's under our control. Okay, now I'm going to move my guys away, and I'm going to switch to the enemy's team. And I'm going to bring them near our captured flag. So as you can see, if you look up the map again, now it's red because you know, it's under our control. It's under the enemy's control. So as you can see now, when the enemy gets near it, our flag goes down. When it reaches the bottom, it will change. And as you can see, this flag has now reappeared. See? Because, you know, when you're playing the campaign, now you have to recapture to get that benefited unit of whatever in the amount of points to get the bonuses again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back to the other team to show you that now we can recapture it from the recapture. Yeah, you know, yeah, mind blown right there. Yeah, I'm probably confusing you guys with the capture and recapture so many times. I know I said it like thousands of times on this video already, but you know, I'm trying, like, there's really no other way to really put the video in the video. Okay, so now I'm showing you another example. So what happens when we get near the flag and then we run away from it? Well, what happens is when we go away from it, it automatically, it's doing the rest of those commands. So, well, now it's just going to do the rest, and it's going to capture the flag anyways. So now what I'm going to do is, for the next example, is what happens when we get near it? Well, see, as you can see, the enemy's flag is still captured. Like, why are they still recapturing it when we're near it? It's because they were there before us. Now, if we were there already, well, if we were there already and then they came in, then they won't. Then the flag won't be captured. And I'm actually just about to show you that right now. I'm gonna keep a guy there, and we're gonna try and capture it. And you'll notice we cannot capture it. This is, remember that what if entity statement condition? Say there's an enemy nearby. He can't capture it until he kills him. See, now we killed him, and now it's moving. See, now that condition is now true. Now the rest of the commands will activate. Okay, so yeah, that's really about it. Yeah, there's a lot to know about this this subject. This is the reason why I held off for so long, because this video is ridiculously long, and it's really confusing, very hard subject. A lot of people wanted to know, and yeah, you guys got your wish, and this is the video. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, liked it, favored it, subscribed if you haven't already. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please put a comment down below or on my channel, as well as my Facebook. Guys, I already know you guys are going to have questions on this and comments and all that stuff, so please feel free. You know, I'm always, you know, here to answer your questions or whatever. It's because I know you guys are going to have a couple questions, but please watch the video again if you didn't get like a certain part or whatever, and if you still don't get it, then message me. So, guys, again, like, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be seeing you guys next time. See you later.